about you, but I'm feeling both exhausted and energized. I just think it's such an honor to read with all of these amazing writers who have read today. I'm really deeply honored, and I want to thank Jan and Jim and David for inviting me. This is a poem I wrote right after the election, and you know which one I'm talking about. It's called Historians of the Defeat, and it begins with a quote from the great poet of the Russian Revolution, Vladimir Mayakovsky. He says, "I would rather be writing love poems." There is a malady here. It sparkles in a kind of haziness, has a homespun fragrance, arranges its facets in a pleasant enough manner. But come the victory celebrations, how devastating for those of us in the opposition. What a hurry up to a heartbreaking end. For some, the defeat was death in disguise. For others, it was simply stolen life. There is no bottom to this defeat, no ceiling. At the end of all of our detours, it is there, stewing in its domination, shining in the spittle it drops onto our fathers' disorderly tombstones. Our poets utter laments, remember the times they envisioned the silhouettes of soaring birds or of beautiful women, the times that waterfalls offered epiphanies. Some wish to remain unknown, cut off from their resources, to wait for the censorship that is coming. Others lie in their beds alone in naked exasperation, having brought to the table nothing but subterfuge and vanity. Automatons or infantas, the ones who build these structures, these blockades. Even the planet we are born on is pessimistic. I bind myself to a dying palm tree. In this position, at least, I am ungovernable. And this is a poem I wrote for my child, and it's dealing with gender issues, like Alicia's beautiful piece in her new book. This is called A Non-Binary Person Walked By, and it's for Marlena Dali. And I thought of my my child, and of my breasts which protrude in a superfluous fashion, and of my makeup, mask of an aging drag queen. And I felt ridiculously out of touch. A woman gets tired of impersonating a woman. Like keeping the front porch clean for the drivers by. Why not write a book instead? Why not tattoo "fuck the gender cops" on your knuckles? I asked my child what should be done with my jewelry when I die, and they said, "I still like jewelry." And something inside me as primitive as putting flowers on a grave felt gratified. I can die now, I thought. And all the ways I tried to make them conform to femininity, may they die with me. I'm sorry, darling, that I wrapped you up in all that soft pink fairy shit. That tool for your quinceañeras. Okay, the final poem. This is a poem I wrote for my friend Tony, who is a homeless man living in Topanga. In the urn of the lengthening day, the man who will die on my street is walking backward toward traffic. With his shirt on backward, a bright orange vest backward, and his dirty white hair straight up as if it were fire. The rush of a sunset briefly appeases him by making windows vivid. Then a dusk of gray lilacs, an acrobatic bend of hillside seems to prolong the impossibility of his salvation. Though beleaguered, his brain is stuck on hope. My girlfriend, the German filmmaker, is pregnant with twins, he says, dangling 2 used baby shoes in front of me. He sings a rough-hewn lullaby. Virginia, his sister, whispers Zen prayers in a single whimper. Helps him sit down in front of the cafe, more helpless than a bird, she thinks. But he is grinning, thanking God for the kindness of the yellow-haired goddesses who drive by waving. "Hey, Tony," they say, "how's life in the fast lane?" It's a fucking nightmare, he says. Thank you. Yeah.